Hey, welcome to the Web Agency Podcast. You're listening to episode number 64. My name's Matthew Newton, and with me, my co-host, who got sick of hanging out with murderers because they're all backstabbers, Ben Newton.
Oh dear. Are they getting worse or better? I don't know. But it's good to be back for another episode. It's good to be here.
I think I revel in the consistent quality of what I produce.
I'm a big fan of the ones that connect to some way in some way to my personal life.
So you actually stopped hanging out with your murderer friends, have you?
Yeah.
After all the cajoling, we've been like, Ben, stop hanging out with these murderers. They're dickheads.
Yeah, after the 2 or 3 interventions, finally listened, finally wisened up. But yeah, no, it's great to be back for another episode. So 64, wow.
Yeah, man, we missed you last week.
Yeah, well, obviously, I was there for the interview, but...
I almost broke down in tears at the end of it.
Really? Well, that's sad.
Yeah, where I was talking about what's going on in my life and no Ben to react and,
talking into the void.
It was crazy. Yeah, actually, we had some images sent in that people do a candlelight vigil because they don't quite trust me that you're actually alive. So here we are.
I'm alive.
You're alive.
Proof of life.
The prayers worked, and Ben, it sounds like it's been a chaotic and crazy start to 2015 for you.
It has. So, just had a couple of big jobs that have been on, really. I had a job that I had been outsourcing, which takes about 12 to 14 hours, and that my outsourced person moved overseas and was in that process just after I started this, job. And so that was, a bit frustrating because it's, a job that I always got outsourced and it was always good and didn't have to worry about it too much. So there was that on top of, I've got a job that I've also outsourced to a developer who's much better than me. He's doing a WooCommerce site for one of my clients and he's getting paid about $10,000 for it. So it's like it's a much bigger job than probably what I'm used to, and there's a lot of project management. And
if he's getting paid $10,000, you must obviously be billing on top of that, right?
Yeah, I'm billing for my time on top of that. And but yeah, it means that it's for a hospital. It's sort of like an online ordering system, and there's a bit of training involved. And if you don't know nurses, they are a funny bunch of people. And hospitals are an interesting place because it's a chaotic sort of life that they all lead in terms of there's just things going on all the time, and it doesn't have the same. There's nothing really to compare it to.
Yeah, it's hard to really understand how that whole works, how that whole world works really, because I've never really interacted with it besides to be in beds.
Yeah, so that's been good, but it's been crazy, and obviously with this marketing company that I've been working with and strategy company, they've been feeding me a lot of work as well. So things haven't really sort of let up.
All right, so with this online ordering system thing that you've set up for the hospital, is that for an internal ordering system? Yeah.
So I built so the company's called, is a medical supply company. So I did their sort of B2C. I built the website, didn't design it, but they sort of saw that and they really liked the ability to be able to order it online. Well, their finance department did anyway, the hospital anyway. And that company that I was working for, they won a tender to do that, to give them pretty much all of their equipment and do it all through this online ordering system. So
subcontracted to you?
Yes. Yeah. Well, not the hospital, but the medical supply company.
Yeah. All right. And then you're
sort of
yourself.
Yeah, it's sort of a version of their website, if that makes sense.
What's the vet that the guy you subcontracted out to has some sort of team in India or something?
Oh no, I know he's got a guy.
and they've subcontracted it.
Well, I know that he's asked a guy who's an expert in WooCommerce email systems, and notifications. So I know that he's doing a bit of outsourcing as well. So.
Okay, yeah, that's funny because in the end, the actual person who does the work gets paid the total of $56, and all the rest is just margin. It's all just margin. Oh, at least that person will be able to buy themselves a Raspberry Pi.
That's an expensive Raspberry Pi. Oh, you're talking about the computer. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the new one's out, man. $35, and it is crazy powerful, quad core. All right, so very cool interview coming up. Last week, SHOLA blew the roof off the joint. It's one of the top 5 episodes I've had in terms of the amount of amazing feedback that I've gotten, and she's been